like, yeah, if they drink that much Celsius, they gotta switch to cocaine. And then like half the guys laughed and like the other half didn't. And I was like, oh,
They on cocaine. They like,
we probably do
hello.
cocaine together.
Don't be encouraging people to get up my power.
We are live.
I was cracking funny.
We are live.
Yeah, we're live.
We are absolutely live. Guess what? I gotta get my what you call it?
Instagram.
No, I'm gotta get my topic.
Oh, yep. Adam sent me that. I'll get it printed.
Huh?
Adam sent me the grant thing. I'll get it printed.
Oh yeah, perfect.
I got it on the cord, bro, but it's not like it don't. We got the bad shortage in it. Bro.
It's all good.
But it's a cord, I think, in the locker.
In the locker, I checked for.
Oh, don't worry about it then. I mean, this is perfect because it'll be me and Marcel. Okay, so I got it.
So you say you already have a topic?
I do. Do you have one?
I mean, yeah, I was gonna give you one.
Give me one. I printed them out for not printed it, but I put them in for. But I can use it next week.
Okay.
I mean, I can use mine next week. I can use yours today.
What's your topic?
What's yours?
It's about Pedro Martinez.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Nothing. It's just more talking about what he has to say about the situation.
Hello. Hola. ¿Cómo está?
You said stories. You said script.
I'm about to send it.
Bien, gracias. I am on the radio. I just answered the phone because it was you. What's up? Yes, ma'am. You can have it, but yes, I definitely want it. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you.
There's that. Now Marcel's story.
I don't like this one as much.
Like Celsius.
No, I mean this particular brand. I mean not this, but this particular flavor.
What flavor is that one?
So it's really getting warm outside, but this morning, honey, you see this big jacket, right? Actually, it's a little chilly in here.
I think I'll cut the heat on this one.
You cut the heat on? No, yesterday when I went home, first of all, I went to sleep, and I did not even know I went to sleep. Right? I woke up at 11:20. I was like, well, let me get up and get dressed so I can go, because I got to early. I thought it was 6:00 in the morning. It was 11:20 at night.
That was like a good problem, though.
But, dude, it was like somebody had given me a gift of time.
Yeah. We got 145. You think what's that?
He hasn't said anything since being backed up on 290. I would imagine maybe in the next few minutes.
I don't think that movie's backing it up.
You gonna go without him? You gonna go on without him? Should I put in another song?
Are you crazy? Yes, I'm gonna go on without him.
What is she talking about? They said that.
Someday it'll be his day to lead and all that.
Today's not his day.
I don't be knowing.
This security stuff is going to drive me insane.
He was Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because we alternate Wednesdays. I was last Wednesday. I'm Monday and Friday. So next week. But here's the thing. It's Columbus Day. iHeart is not closed. Tamara is. I'm not coming, so I will.
I was going to ask about that. I'm pretty sure Marcel was talking about
it.
No, so I can pre-record some intros and outros.
I don't want to put words in his mouth. I'm pretty sure Marcel was talking about.
Do it swiftly though, because I gotta get out of here.
You gotta do what?
I gotta do an event for the company, and I'm supposed to really be.
We can do it with music. Okay. Yeah, but I'm not gonna pre-record a story. I'm just gonna pre-record an intro and an outro.
All right, cool. We got 25 seconds.
Oh wow.
It's inside. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Everybody, just put your hands together and give God some praise today, y'all. You know what? The only thing better than Friday is long weekend Friday, and it is here. So Columbus Day is Monday, and I am super excited. I know a lot of you guys get off. Some of you that don't, I want you to live vicariously through the ones that do, because I am so looking forward to this long weekend. You know, I felt God's arms around me. I've heard God's words, and I have seen God's work in my life personally, even as late and early as today. No one can ever convince me that God isn't real. And if you feel the same way, turn to your neighbor and say, God is real.
God is real.
All right, now, you know what else is real? This show we got in line for you today. It's getting ready to go down, y'all. We got a great show for you. And of course, you know that I am your girl, Tamara Fair, on the air. And I'm proudly posted in the studio with your main man. You look like summertime.
I look tired.
No, you don't. You look like summertime.
Well, you know, I was walking in and I was going to have to miss the show. They asked me to be in the show now.
They absolutely did not. They absolutely did not. Literally, for those of you who don't know what he's talking about, downstairs in the iHeart building, they are filming a really big production.
Our Force. Yeah.
Oh, it's Force.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know.
Yeah, they
that.
was like, Tommy looking for you. I'm like, I'm on my way. Let me come back down.
So Corey wasn't down there?
Who's Corey?
Corey is the creator of Gravy Line, and he's also one of the characters.
Yes, and West Side.
Yes, he is.
I didn't see him. You know, I was in the trailer getting hair and makeup done. So I'll go back and check.
You know what? I'm going to take a break because I'm going to see if we can get this delusion that Marcel is under control. Y'all don't go nowhere. We got way more to share right here on this Version 1390. Guys, it's Tamara Fair.
I was tired, boss. Justin, why you put this all the way over here?
He doesn't have enough cord.
There's no cheers. And this end doesn't plug in there. I'm not stupid, Marcel.
Oh, okay. Calm down, Jim. Yeah, let's go. I'm just giving you all the options. You Gen Zer. I was somewhere last night and they started talking about Gen Z. And I said, you know.
What nice things did they have to say?
No.
You'd rather be a Gen Z or Republican?
I like Gen Z Republican.
Question of the day.
We are picking roles.
Can somebody please?
So now I can put this over here.
I don't have anything. I have nothing to talk about.
It's coming. I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking about for my story.
Yeah, that's it's coming.
Okay, guys, listen. I know that you have been following. If you're in Chicago, you have been following. Now, if you're not in Chicago, you may have been following this whole elected school board situation and the mayor calling for Martinez. He's the CEO of the school board. No,
CPS.
CPS. He's the CEO of CPS, and the mayor's called for his resignation. And so there's this big deal about whether they should get a loan in order to pay the teachers the excess that they're asking for in their new contract negotiations. I would like for you guys to chime in on that. What do you think? Let's try to give the mayor some understanding of what boots on the ground is thinking about this whole situation. Is that what you wanted to talk about? Pedro Martinez? Okay, was it a different angle that you wanted to talk about? Because I want them to. Words from him? Okay. So for those of you who are joining in now, I definitely want you to on Instagram or Facebook. So Instagram, Facebook. Those of you who are joining in now, we're talking about Pedro Martinez on your exclusive social media topic, but we're also going to be talking about it on the air. So if you are on either place today, you get a double bubble.
So last night, I had the honor of attending Chicago Teachers Union fundraiser.
Oh, nice.
And it was very interesting. And I got to talk to the CTE president, who is a big brunch fan. And
Oh, you
she
know I
said
love
she
her.
hate that she missed me, but she said when we gonna have her back. And
She
I
said she
said
did not say she hates you, miss you, because she didn't miss you at all.
she did.
I
Now,
promise you
now,
that.
now. Oh yeah, you said don't nobody ask about me when I'm gone. She said, you know what I hate? I miss you, so that means y'all gotta have me back. And I said, you can come back anytime you want to come.
You
And
know, haters. Listen, let me tell you something
haters
about
gonna hate.
Marcel. Marcel is not only jealous of me, he is a hater.
Have you been
What's up,
drinking
President?
again?
I am drinking right now.
Here you go. It's tired, boss.
Nobody gonna care about you being tired. You came to work to work.
That's right.
What's up, Debbie Dale?
Okay.
What's up? So
So
let me
I said, to the point of that, I was just meeting. I had a meeting before I came in. The guy was Mayor Brandon Johnson is doing better than we can see.
he
He's
is.
disrupting status quo. He's trying to
Yes.
pull down years and years of systemic racism against
Black
blacks.
communities.
Yes, we've been praying for somebody that's pro-black, and I did tell his senior advisor Christian Perry
I
that
like him too.
his well, we'll talk about it in a second.
Well, you can't say it in 5 seconds. No.
No.
Today is Marcel's last day, so I want you guys to send him out some
I've been
love.
fired from better places than this.
I'm kidding. It's never a last day for him. But I tell you what, it could be last days for Pedro Martinez. And maybe not today, but maybe coming up. But from Pedro Martinez's own mouth and his own words, he says that he didn't want to fight the mayor or quit. He loves his job. Chicago Public Schools Chief Executive Officer Pedro Martinez says that he believes his dispute with Mayor Brandon Johnson should have never escalated to this level of public acrimony because he thinks their goals for the school system are actually in alignment. I've never picked a fight. I can't say that. I wanted things to de-escalate, Martinez said in a wide-ranging interview Wednesday with the Sun-Times. This has never been about misalignment on vision. I always supported the mayor because he was the person that said we need to invest more in our schools. And I said, absolutely. And that has been my conversation with him from day one. But with the funding still falling short, they disagree on how to proceed. So fundamentally, the mayor wants to take out a loan. Pedro Martinez is against this loan. But the main source of friction is over whether or not they take over this short-term loan. The mayor is pushing a type of borrowing known as a tax anticipation note, a way to access cash before tax revenue arrives. So it's kind of like a payday loan.
Right.
I'm kidding.
But that's a good way to put it.
A payday loan?
Yeah, short term, you know the money coming. So it's not like he's putting us in debt like the media has been saying.
Well, I guess the issue for Martinez is, like a payday loan, the interest rate is exorbitant. So Martinez is strongly opposed, saying that it would carry a high interest rate and hurt the school district already bad credit rating, which dropped around last year or so from borrowing in the last decade. Well, mayoral aides have said that was among several options presented to Martinez. And the other options are not necessarily publicly known, at least not yet. So much has been going on in City Hall about this whole situation. And of course, in the kitchen, in the living rooms where people talk, right? So Martinez said that he couldn't, as an ethical leader, put the district further in debt. I've been working both ethically, with integrity, providing information, always with the attitude of maybe they don't understand the risk of borrowing. Well, the school chief has instead asked for a record. Can I get a drum roll, please, on this one? $462 million from special property tax districts to cover the entire expected deficit for the school year. Johnson said that he would give as much as he could from those funds, but that amount could prove politically difficult with city council members who rely on the money for developments in their wards. Now, let me just tell you, do you all remember, just take back about maybe 3 or 4 months when I brought the tax bill and we went through line item by line item what the allocations were? Do you remember what the largest allocation was on the tax bill? CPS, your school districts. So I gotta say that for me as a taxpayer, right? I would take offense to that because I'm already paying more taxes than my counterparts usually, and most of those taxes are going to CPS. To me, I would need a very shrewd, adept, and financially savvy person to actually understand and allocate those funds more appropriately than we have been in the last decades, right? So Martinez said that the so-called tax increment financing dollars would help CPS. Now, you know, tax increment financing is TIF for those of you who did not know what the acronym meant, and help CPS take on a payment for non-teacher school staff in the municipal pension fund that Johnson has pushed into CPS, as well as land a Chicago Teachers Union contract. You know, that's getting ready to be an issue laden topic as well. And he said that he plans to push city council members on the TIF issue at an October 22nd hearing as the city is entering budget season. Now, I'm all for the TIFs because remember when we discussed budgets and we discussed deficits in budgets, particularly those in either the state or the city or any municipality, and even the feds. And a lot of that is kind of fake. And hear me out before you pounce on the fake.
I'm waiting.
It appears that we have a deficit, but really there are surplus areas, surplus line items that we could move that money, and it's almost like an act of God. But understand this, we gotta have teachers.
Yes, and so I was mentioning to you during the break, Tamara Fair on the air. Last night, I was able to attend Chicago Teachers Union, had a fundraiser dinner at CTU headquarters, which is beautiful, by the way. I've never been there, on the west side. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And
it is beautiful. I have been there.
It was a really wonderful dinner. They had the Illinois Federation of Teachers president speaking. They had a National Teachers Union president speaking. But our local teachers union president, Stacy Davis Gates, got up, and I told her it was very powerful. She said a few things. One, she said, about this fight, she said, we are a powerful union. She said, we put a mayor on the 5th floor. And when she said that, it made me to think about this negotiation. Who better to fight for teachers than a teacher? So, of course, Mayor Johnson and Pedro Martinez are having their issues because I don't know Pedro Martinez's background as an educator, but he does run one of the largest educational systems in the country, right?
The third largest.
The third largest. I said one of the largest, third largest.
It's up there.
I went to CPS. And
that explains a lot.
Yeah, it does. And I often joke when I can't do math pass, I always joke and say, yep, I went to CPS, give me a minute. But living in Oak Park, the few years that I did before I came back to the city, I saw the staunch differences, right, in education with my nephew. When he was in 3rd grade, he used to bring homework home about budgeting checkbooks, and he had credit exercises. I'm like, if I would have learned this in 3rd grade, or in any grade in CPS.
I was about to say.
Right. In any grade, if they would have at least taught me that senior year before they put me out in the world, I would have been 10 steps further than what I was. But I did not learn that. So they're asking for, and she went through the list, salary increases. Teachers do, educators, and I'm not an educator, but I love and support them. I'm sitting next to one. Teachers and educators deserve more money. When MJ and Maddox get home, I'll be like, God bless the teachers.
Right. Because you don't understand it until you're actually in it and you're like, how do you do this all day?
I'm like, I know Maddox be running that daycare teacher crazy. Housing assistance. We have so many homeless youth in Chicago. And so the narrative out is this is for migrant kids. No, This is for any CPS student. Healthcare enhancements, environmental and green initiatives. Some of these buildings don't have air conditioning.
A lot of the CPS
A
schools
lot of
don't have.
CPS schools don't have air conditioning. How can you pay attention in class? I remember when we used to have fans blowing, 3 or 4 fans in the room, windows open.
Windows up.
My school was right by the expressway, so you heard every siren, you heard cars all day. You know, for a kid like me that was special, trying to pay attention to the teacher
Yeah, too
and
much
hear all
stimulus.
that, that's too much going on. Student and community benefits, expanded roles for school librarians, arts, sports. Our kids should have year-round sports, not just basketball. We should have everything. Tuition reimbursement, reduced class sizes, expanded special education and bilingual support, social justice, and pension reforms. They're not asking for anything
That's not necessary.
that's not necessary.
But here's the thing. Where the rub comes in is that CPS is a top-heavy, administration-heavy, funded institution. And so that's where, like if you look on illinoispolicy.gov, you will see how much is allocated to admins and then how much is allocated to the student in which it was intended for. And particularly disproportionately impacted areas, which are usually Black and brown, are the ones that suffer the most, because in your more affluent areas, you're going to have parent participation, and they're also going to be heavy donors in those communities.
Yes.
However, in disproportionately impacted areas, they just don't have it to donate. And so that's where the community, that's where the community gets involved in a opposition side of why we want more money for teachers, because they do want it for the teachers. They don't want it to keep funneling up the ladder instead of down.
Right. And so Commissioner Tara Stamps, who I love, I know what she's been on. She is a powerful speaker.
She is.
And so last night I got the opportunity to meet Chris Gardner.
Good.
From The Pursuit of Happiness. So Commissioner Stamps, him and I was standing talking, and she said something. I told her last news conference was so compelling that I was just glued to the screen. And he told her, like, you should be a preacher the way you speak.
She's passionate.
She said, and I told him that. I said, this woman is truly passionate. But you know what she said yesterday that made so much sense? On the news, she said, well, we're fighting for CPS students. These are all of our babies, not just one sheep. But last night she said, she took it a little deeper. She said, because your daughter goes to Walter Payton, you don't care about what's happening at Crane. But
until she has to walk or take a bus through Crane.
Oh no, but she said even better until she started dating a young man from Crane.
That part.
And now he's the real influence on her life. Now you gonna see the issue. So the Crane boy should be getting the same resources as Walter Payton, so you don't have these disparities. Your daughter can date or your son can date anybody at any school, and it won't be a bad influence. And I said, you know what? I don't think people think of it. She said, you got to bring it home. She said, because I know somebody whose daughter go to Walter Payton.
It sounded personal.
Dating somebody at Crane. And guess what she hanging at all the time? Crane.
Well, you know what? I have actually said to legislators, well, how do we fix, they've posed the question, how do we fix the CPS schools? Make them all magnet level.
Hello?
Why wouldn't you?
Why do we got to fight lies here? When I was growing up, you know how many people was lying and
even
trying
Stacey
to connive to
even
get
Stacey
into like Skinner?
Yeah.
Get their kids in Skinner and all these magnet schools. Disney, Skinner should just be just like McNair School of Excellence. Should have the same curriculum, same resources in every community. So what the mayor's trying to do is he said he is trying to make CPS a model for the country. He said other school districts are getting it right, but we should be the leading model because we, the greatest freaking city, as he would say.
He does say that. Well, you know what? I had the opportunity to talk to a young lady when we were in Memphis. Mm-hmm. And we were, of course, on the Purple Turtle book tour. And she explained to me that she left Chicago. She moved to Atlanta. She was in Memphis. And she left because teachers there get paid 6 figures. Now, of course, you couldn't encourage me to come to Atlanta for 25 figures.
Right.
But
which they get paid better in Atlanta too.
I'm saying they do get paid.
Yeah.
They get paid 6 figures in Atlanta. Now, your admins in Chicago are getting paid six figures. However, those are not necessarily the ones that are boots on the ground. He like, I'm going to be a teacher in Atlanta.
I know a teacher in Atlanta too, and she left Chicago.
And we won't even mention Dubai. How much money they get paid in Dubai?
Because we ain't gonna have no teachers,
right?
But you have to pour into, if a teacher is your child's teacher is with them more hours than you are.
Yeah.
And if you think they don't deserve top pay so they can have the top mental, be the happiest person ever, because when you make good money and you're not stressed about bills and life, you can come to work happy.
And pour into it.
Yeah, and pour your all with teachers.
There was a time when teaching was right up there with being a doctor, a lawyer, and a teacher, especially if you were a black teacher. Before desegregation. Especially if you were a black teacher.
Yep. It was one of the top professions.
Top respected professions. Now teachers are so disrespected, and mainly because of the perception of what goes on in the communities, because teachers have had to stop teaching and start disciplining. Yeah. That is not our jobs.
Yes. Folks. Now, my teacher, God rest her soul, Miss Bell, used to beat the heck out of me.
Yo, come on.
Well.
But I love her, and I talk about
it. You bet off for it.
Right, listen, I bet off for it. But, you know, we definitely got to pray for this country where we invest more into everything else except teachers.
Because when you think about it, and you don't have to think hard about it, everybody had to have a teacher in order to be whatever they are today.
To be the president, you had a teacher. To be the doctor, you had a teacher. You know, Tina said the mayor's correct, because even when I was in CPS, it was horrible, but nobody stood up for it. People don't care because their kids live in better neighborhoods and have better schools, which is such a travesty.
Yeah, but when you look at statistics and you look at the population of who not living in better neighborhoods, there are more people not living in better neighborhoods than there are the ones living in better neighborhoods. Why couldn't we just pour those resources into our school system and then let those children who are the beneficiaries of those resources go and make those neighborhoods better?
Yep. Because we would stay. If the schools were better, communities would be better.
I gotta say that I think it's designed that way.
Oh, of course.
And so Shahira says, and theater, you know, there are a lot of people that definitely don't want to go to college.
Yep.
They want to go into trade schools. They want to go into theater. They want to go into acting. They want to go in the arts. And you're right. We definitely need to make a more robust curriculum based around arts, music, and, you know, we talk about STEAM.
Yeah.
But remember, everything ain't just math and science. Everybody's not going to be in one of those categories. Right brain, left brain. What about that middle brain?
Every school should have, and we talked about this before, I didn't realize schools didn't have bands in the hood anymore.
Just because they took all the instruments. I'm not talking about the kids. I'm talking about they took all the instrument money and they put it into football or baseball or basketball or whatever. But you know, it takes a well-rounded curriculum to create a well-rounded child.
Yeah, we definitely. So I'm with the mayor. Pastor Crystal is on. Hey, listen, we got a lot of work to do federally, on the state level, and on the city. But I commend Mayor Brandon Johnson for the work that he's done. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let it go. Because I got a text the other day that told me I need to not support the mayor, get off his bandwagon, and disassociate myself.
Well, you know what? You have the right to do and support whomever you want to do and support. They don't have the right to tell you who you should and should not support.
And it's not happening.
Yeah.
I said, because I'm going to support this black brother, we have to hold our elected officials accountable. When they do something right, we should commend them. And when they do something wrong, we should correct them.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I have my own issues with the mayor, but they're not personal.
Right.
They're all surrounding education. And I think that when you have someone that's in power, you work with them so that your voice can be heard, and particularly for the people that you are being the voice for.
Yeah. When they empower, you empower them. So to Pedro Martinez, you said in this article, he said he loves his job. If you love it enough, Do like Joe Biden and quit.
It's Inspiration 1390. You know what? Something is really, really wrong with you.
Oh no, ain't no bathroom break, man. You gotta hold it to the end.
So if let me ask you this. I know that was not the topic, but I want to segue a little bit. If you were in a job and your boss asked for your resignation, because you know, in certain levels of government and certain levels of corporate jobs, a request for your resignation is really a amicable way of firing you. What would you do? Would you stay on? Or what would you do? Would you do like Pedro Martinez? I love my job. You know, there's some contractual situations that are making it very comfortable for Pedro to say, I love my job and I'm not quitting. So what would you do? Put your answers in the chat for me, please.
Tina said they were not speaking up when Daily Rahm and Ballas were destroying CPS.
See, that's why I said I don't think Vallis is a part of that. Hi, how are you? Hi. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa. Welcome.
We are wonderful, and we are happy that you are here with us.
Happy to be here.
Thank you.
Everybody, as soon as we started posting, everybody was like, oh my God, we love it. We love it.
Are you serious?
I was like, yes.
Oh, so this really like segues right into what we're talking about.
Yes.
Yes, our guests do.
Here you go, Chuck.
Jasmine.
Hey, it's your main man, Action Jackson. Life can throw you a lot of curveballs. Sometimes
Lisa.
these life events can
How long
Are
we
you related to
a bad
Alana
credit score can
Ford?
stop you from buying
I
that
think
home,
so.
You
a
think
car,
so?
or
Got a
starting a
big
I mean,
business.
My daddy was
Well, lucky for you,
You know how to bring us in?
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of
Great
them.
credit
Where
reports.
is she?
They can help you
What does
address
she do?
all
I can
those
tell you
She
that.
just
She's
recently passed. She used her dad is a big time jeweler.
It just takes one
I
phone
don't
call.
think so.
How many
I don't
commercials
think
is it?
With a
Tory,
free
so
credit analysis.
I don't think
I
so.
love
Oh, there you
To
go.
start fixing
If
your
she was from
credit.
out west,
Call
then maybe, 'cause my daddy's from
No, I
West Side.
Yeah, still hear that.
to get your free one-on-one credit
I'm
evaluation.
East Sider.
And you can relax on that bad credit tomorrow. Call 872
Tiffany, Lee.
3319 for your
Tiffany,
free
Lee.
credit evaluation.
I can't even see because
I know.
Attention motorists, get your new Buddy Bear yearly Buddy Pass for as low as $17 a month for the entire year. No matter where you are, through 15 locations, you can go.
Kim Whitley, what's going on? Hello, my love. Hey, Robert.
Who was that?
And offers throughout the membership.
The girl
Go to
from
BuddyBearCarWash.com.
Oh,
That's
tell her, pull up.
Outside
Coco
BuddyBearCarWash.com
Jones.
and get your
She's out
membership today. You can ride out with
Oh,
a clean
Coco.
ride tomorrow.
You can't. Oh.
BuddyBearCarWash.com.
Who can't see?
Churchview Supported Living would like
Who
you to
can't see
tour their
Kim?
beautiful housing.
Oh, thank you, my love.
With studios in one bedroom apartment.
Fifth
Everybody.
forever.
How about she just float? Oh Lord, did you see it, Jarrell? That's why you went to the bathroom looking for Coco, huh? Okay.
Oh, I was wondering because you never leave
You
that
never
seat.
leave.
Now, Coco in the building, he out. Aw, Kim, you know what they say about the two of us, right? I'm not going to say it on air, but you know what they say.
You do the what's going on, we're going to the interview.
Attention entrepreneurs.
Attention
entrepreneurs.
Shop for trademark services. Whether you're launching a new business or
Okay, so that the haha means I know you know.
through every step of the trademark
Hey, listen, I'm
process.
coming to
Secure
California
your brand's
the
future
first
today.
week
Call
of December. I hope you're there. I want to see you.
773-0711.
Was that your California voice?
773
I want to see you.
Oh,
Can you?
yeah.
I want to pull up. No. First of all, Kim is not from California. She just live in California. You could be in something and not of it, okay?
Oh, you preaching right there.
Don't play with me.
Go
Do not
ahead.
play with the pastor.
Did MJ drive into the movie set and knock over the cones anyway?
No, he didn't go up in there. He let me out on the side.
can secure your
When I put up,
tomorrow
I'm like,
today.
I'm sure
Okay,
MJ
I will.
still
I'll text it
drove
to you.
through here.
Uninsured,
Yeah, so
underinsured,
that
or
is
you
my
just need a
that's my
free
LA
assessment of your
voice. You
life
know, you always
insurance and
know when the
investments
LA people
plan
get to the
so
party,
you
they're
can
like, "What's
prepare
up,
for
dude?
retirement. Go ahead and
What's
give us a
going
call
on?"
at 815-277-6772.
Are you ready for your segment, or are you
Again,
just
that's
over there like in your phone?
I'm like Freddie, I stay ready.
Well, come on with it.
Where's the action, Jackson?
I'm trying to look around so I can see y'all.
So what's going on is we have two great guests in the building. We have none other than Tiffany Wortman. She is the CEO of Educating Our Community, EOC, and a lifelong advocate for Chicago's South Side. With over 20 years of experience in nonprofit financial management, Tiffany is passionate about empowering underserved communities through mental health, financial literacy, and vocational skills programs. She's also joined by Lisa Jasmine Ford, also known as LJ. She's an MPH, BSN, RN. She's the program director and Health Equity Officer at ELC. With a deep commitment to social equity, Lisa leads initiatives focused on mental health, healthcare literacy, and building what we love, generational wealth for young adults of color. Let's give a warm brunch welcome to Tiffany and LJ.
Thank you.
So I want you guys to. I have to apologize to you. He before you got here, he already told us that he had a CPS education, so he was stumbling over. This is okay.
Be
It's working
quiet.
though. It's working. It's
It's
working.
always the South Siders. No offense.
Whoa.
Sorry. So we're super excited to have you. First of all, you guys are doing some amazing work, and you're two beautiful young ladies.
Thank
You know, a lot of times people like, okay, they're pretty, they don't have brains, but that's exactly what you have, and you're using your brain to change the game, and we're better off for it. So tell us how. And you've been doing this for 20 years in the nonprofit sector.
I have, yes.
What got you into that?
It was birthed in me. Honestly, my mother started an accounting and tax business, and I started working in it when I was in high school.
Oh, okay.
So starting there, and then just having the love for nonprofit organizations because we're all doing such good work and we're doing it from our hearts. So it made it meaningful, doing the accounting for nonprofits. It just made it meaningful because it can get boring and a little mundane sometimes. So
Of course.
yeah.
So you said that you were born into this entire career, right?
Yeah.
But you have morphed it into something that is not only a career, but it's a passion for you. And you've brought this lovely young lady into the fold. Tell me how this duo fits together.
Well, we met in college,
Yeah.
and Lisa, she's always been our friend who helps everyone. She gives of her time. She pulls up to everyone's house, and I just knew that when this organization started, that we needed someone who really cared about the community, who cared about putting events together, who actually cared about the outcome of generational wealth in our area. So Lisa, she took it and ran.
Well, also, Tiff is downplaying herself because in our friend group we call her Superwoman. So Tiff has a cape that's invisible that she puts on, and she helps everyone. And when I mean everybody, I'm talking about school systems, community-based organizations, churches, her family. She has like 4 kids and a husband at home, and still is doing all of this stuff. Plus, has a regular job. So both of us, we both have regular jobs during the day, and then we put on these capes at night. So I just want to make it very clear that Tiff is the superwoman and the glue that brought us together to kind of start this initiative.
That's
Well, that's
awesome.
so dope. So, Lisa, as the EOC's Health Equity Officer, you lead the charge in addressing systemic barriers to healthcare in underserved communities. What has been the most impactful initiative you've worked on at EOC, and how has it transformed the lives of young people of color?
That's a good question. So, from a macro perspective, we have different pillars that we work around. So, for mental health, I think our most impactful was our barbershop talks. And our barbershop talks is literally we're renting out a barbershop on the South or East Side of or West Side, any place in a underserved community. We're bringing in black and brown men of different generations, and we're curating an event where they have a safe space to talk about their mental health. They talk about the struggles that it is to be a black man in society. They talk about how they cope with that, how they move away from violence, and ways that they really have brought themselves up, but also have brought their communities up. And we have a clinician come in to actually also help support the conversation to make sure they're getting the things that they need. And our young adults, we have interns who they come in and they also lead the discussion. So I think that that's been super impactful. We've gotten a lot of great feedback from that. We also last weekend we just had a Hoops for Health event that was to bring uh, van, and they were able to do vaccinations, wellness visits, STI testing to the community for free. We also were able to give them fresh produce. We were able to give them book bags. We partnered with other nonprofits who gave other in-kind sponsorships, and we gave everybody all the food in the world.
So y'all really do put your capes on.
Oh, we
Absolutely.
do whatever we got to get our people together. Whatever we can do to get everybody on a level playing field, and then for us to push ourselves up a little bit more, we're going to make sure it happens.
And that's not just one-offs. You're doing this consistently. When is the next event? And how can people join?
Oh, okay. So we do something at least monthly. That's at the minimum. We partner, and we're actually doing vocational training right now with St. Sabina's Education and Employment Resource Center. So we do 3-week cohorts with them to help young adults learn how to get a job, keep a job, maintain a job, and then TIF comes in with financial literacy so they can secure their bag and maintain their bag after they get it. And then our next physical health event is actually sponsored with the YMCA, the Southside YMCA. We're doing a nutritional event for our young adults. It's November 14th. It's a hybrid event, so people could call in and listen. And everybody that we put in front of our young adults, they look like us because representation matters.
Yeah.
So we have a black nutritionalist who's going to be coming in and talk about how they could fight the freshman 15, how food plays into their mental health and their physical wellness.
Well, you guys touch on so many things that we both are passionate about, and I'm thinking of all the connections that I want to connect you with. Because Commissioner Tara Stamps, West Side, we got to get y'all to the West Side.
Absolutely.
She does shop talk, and I notice you all do the barbershop talks and adulting 101. So EOC is built on 5 key pillars: mental health, physical health, financial literacy, generational wealth, and vocational skills. Can you share how these pillars are reflected in the programs that you offer?
So they're reflective for sure, but they were birthed through our first program, which was the financial literacy program that I put together. I put the financial literacy together and created a curriculum, but then I realized that you can't have any young adults or anyone understand finances or even generational wealth if they mentally are not prepared to even wake up and deal with life that day. So these were all created, and now so we have financial literacy, our vocational skills. We have to talk about your mental health and your physical health in this because you have to go and dress the part. You know, sometimes you have to go and speak in front of people. So you have to have a confidence about you. And then when we're talking about the generational wealth portion, all of this literally is in everything because we are teaching you how to create a budget in these vocational classes as well, not just in our financial literacy classes, but in the job training that we do, because you have to know how to use your paycheck when you get it. So, and how to keep money until the next paycheck comes. So
That's
everything
important.
everything is embedded in what we do. We probably focus mainly on like one thing more, but we hit everything in all the programs that we offer.
And what are the age groups that you're targeting?
So we start, our main target audience is from 16 to 35. So
I love it.
Yeah, because at 16, if you have that foundation, particularly that financial piece, then by the time you're 35, you're like way ahead of the game.
right.
You know,
Tina?
Marcel started into business when he was 15.
Yeah.
Awesome.
15 years old, he became an entrepreneur.
That's why I feel 80 right now. Tina Hammond said, girl, you better talk about if you're not mentally ready. That's right. Well, Commissioner Stamps and I was talking, when I say you guys touch on literally all of our passions, one of the biggest things, and I said it last night, when I was growing up, suicide was not so prevalent, right? We didn't. You heard somebody kill themselves, we would be like, yeah, it wasn't one of us, because we just it wasn't really like that. Unfortunately, now there's a rise in suicide, and we have a friend, young man that I know. He a little younger than me. Went to high school. Shot his wife recently and then killed himself. Young black brother, only like 32. And I keep hearing these stories, and I'm like, so we got to do something.
But his wife didn't pass away.
She's in the hospital.
She's still
So we're praying for Winnie Dorch. Moved to Colorado. She's a news reporter. Just announced that she was moving home to work for Channel 9 News.
Wow.
And then a few days ago, this all tragically happened, right?
Yeah.
And so, and then I'm talking to some of his friends, and they're like, I wish I would have saw the signs. And then one
Were
of the,
there any signs?
well, and that's the issue, right? There's not always visible signs, or we don't pay attention to the warning signs. But one of the brothers said something to me that was so. He said, I've been going through, but I don't think I'm gonna get that bad. And when he said that, I said, well, we're not gonna let you get that bad. Let's talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And so you all do barbershop talks.
Yep.
Can you tell us more about this initiative and why it's such an effective way to engage men about mental health?
Because culturally we need to do better. Mental health has been taboo in our environments for way too long. And one of the safest spaces that black men ever had were the barber shops. And we've seen, now people are moving to like these little cute, one little person facilities, like salons and suites and things like that. But we know that that's where men open up at. They open up, they feel safe. That's where you could watch sports, you could kick back, you could play chess. You're in your element. You don't have to put your mask on or anything like that. So in order to combat mental health, first we have to make it a safe space. And we have to be able to open that up to them. So we know that that's where it would stem from. So we started there, and we also wanted it to be a level playing ground. Tips from Inglewood. I'm from South Shore. My daddy's from the West Side. Don't worry.
Okay.
Warren Boulevard.
I was getting worried,
Yes, but we know that we're crossing a lot of lines when we're bringing youth from different places. So we need a safe space, also from violence. Like that's a safe space. So
because it don't go down in the barbershop.
It doesn't.
But the other piece that we couple with that conversation, the conversation is important, but then to bridge that community and bring the community together, we have women there afterwards so we can have a drink with them. We can have, give them their flowers, give them roses. We gave them roses in like nice little takeaway bags because we need to rebuild the love that we have for each other. And when men, when they feel that love from the women at that time, it's appreciated, and they just laid out their whole heart. So I think, coupling those things together, that's a bridge that we're trying to build to bring our communities back together.
Well,
so how can people join in your organization either as a participant or do you still need help with everything? Do you take volunteers?
We need help with everything. We need volunteers for
Lisa
everything.
jumped right on in. Look, we need help with everything.
With the buttons. We hit
them. Yes. We need donations. We need all of those things in order to keep having our programs free of charge because we don't want anyone to have to feel like they have to pay or put anything up, but we want them to really get the real benefit. So donations, volunteers, those are always important. Donations can be made on our website.
And what's the
website?
educatingourcommunity.org.
Yes.
And then you can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. It's Educating Our Community. We actually have a mocktail event coming up for our young adult, inside of our young adult cohort that we're doing with St. Sabina. We actually bring in professionals to kind of teach them how to network and to do it professionally and then to do mock interviews after. So we're looking for, we're looking for engineers, CEOs. I think we're covered for the nurses. It's a couple of different
Designer.
a designer. We
Yeah.
asked the kids what is their passion profession. So we want to put people in front of them that look like somebody successful in their passion profession. So if you guys are interested in that, please feel free to come. That's in like 2 weeks.
All right.
So
What
you
day is
definitely
that?
want to go on to
October
educatingourcommunity.org.
22nd.
Yes.
October the
Oh, that's
22nd
my
is
brother's
going
birthday.
down.
Oh, happy birthday to him.
Well, you're doing some amazing work. We're gonna connect. I'm gonna connect you with Commissioner Stamps because with the shop talk, she was talking last night about getting funding
Okay.
to get the barbers certified so that they can see and hear the warning signs and refer
Absolutely.
their
good.
clients to professionals.
Absolutely.
Because you're right, we in the barbershop you talk about everything. And men deserve flowers. It's another. It's a
Yes,
great
you guys
organization
do.
on the west side where that's their only initiative now.
Oh, really?
They get select men and they give them flowers,
I love
and
that.
it's so dope.
Yeah.
So what you guys are doing is amazing. It's a lot of synergy, and if we can all just work together, be more impactful, and help more people. Listen, go to educatingourcommunity.org. Support Lisa and Tiffany. They're doing some amazing work. Where do you guys see yourselves? What's next? What do you want? Let's put it out there so that we can. Do we need a building? We need a facility. We opening a school. What we doing?
Absolutely.
Yes,
That is our next goal is to have a brick and mortar. We do want a safe space so we can have our programs there in that space. We can, give whatever we need to people who come in looking for anything. So we are definitely looking for a space next, and just to expand our programs and to reach more children and young adults across the city.
And to quit our day jobs and do this 100%.
All right.
Well, when you're passionate
Yeah.
about something, you want to do it full time. But it
Absolutely.
sounds like you guys are like working both ends. I don't know how you found the time, but everyone who is beneficiary, everyone who has been a participant has been a beneficiary of your hard work and your passion. And so a really good way to fund initiatives, particularly nonprofit initiatives, is through grants. I just passed you a grant,
Thank you.
$10,000 easy.
Mhm.
But that was one of the things that we were going to announce today. To don't forget about that LISC grant.
Right.
Now you do have to take at least 2 classes. They're also listed on the LISC website. But once you take those 2 classes, and I took them last night, they're nothing but bettering you. And I don't care how long you've been in business. I don't care if it's 1 year, 1 month, 25 years, whatever.
Yep.
It's nothing but to better you.
Yep.
So I hope that you take advantage of it.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
hope
you.
that it literally helps with your initiatives because it's so needed.
Thank you.
And
thank
particularly
you.
in our men. Black men really get a bad
Absolutely.
rap,
They
you
do.
know.
They do.
So I like that. And the barbershops have been, do you all know Jeff Coleman? Well, we got to connect them with Jeff Coleman because he and Larry Roberts have been doing really good work in the barbershop community. And to have you all come in and speak to their vast communities would be amazing.
We would love
Plus,
to.
they got money. They can give you some.
That's right. I love that. Yep.
Hey,
love
you
that.
speaking the language. Listen, we appreciate you. We're praying nothing but success for EOC, and I'm looking forward to partnering with you guys on some stuff. So
Thank
you guys
you.
are doing some amazing work. Listen. Let's give it up for Tiffany and Jasmine educating our community. The show we've been talking about education.
Yeah.
We talked about CPS and the lack thereof of funding, and we need more organizations like EOC being funded as partners to help support because it really does take a village
It does.
to raise our children.
It takes a village. It takes a firehouse, a police house.
Yep.
It takes
Stay
the
in the
farmhouse.
village,
It
though.
takes everybody. Because you think, oh, here your village members, you name them, and then they got to name some more. It takes everyone to
We say
really
the
change the
same
community.
thing.
Absolutely.
And so we try to even work with other nonprofit organizations too.
Oh,
because-
those collaborations
Yes.
are
Yeah.
effective.
Yes.
They're invaluable. They're amazing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
If each one reach one, the world will start to change. Believe it, we're going to reach you on Tuesday. 'Cause we're out of time, but we're never out of content.
Absolutely, guys. We always want to encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know that you love them. Show someone that you do know how much you love them. Lead with love. Land on love. I love you, Action Jackson.
I love you, Tamara Fair. We
love
love you, believers. Baby Eminem, we love you.
too. Up next is AC Green, and right after that is Pastor Patterson on the drive home. We do it all night long right here on Inspiration 1390. You guys, stay optimistic. There's so many people on here that I haven't seen in so long. What's up, Stu? What's up, Queen of Estates? Junior Fields, Sublime. All of you guys, I'm so excited. And you know what I'm really excited about? That you got some nuggets. Pass them on in your communities, and let's change our communities. One family, one person, one mindset at a time. Pour into educatingourcommunities.org. They're doing some amazing things with heartfelt passion, y'all. A lot of times we're not actually living and working in our passion. These young ladies are. And we want you to be a part of helping them help us. Like Marcel said, each one reach one, each one teach one. We're all better off. Y'all, stay safe.
Inspiration 1390. WGRB.
We gotta
record.
no, we gotta